And so with one 1/8 inch rod, you can't quite get it all the way with that size gap. See, just shy of it. So that's most of the time why I take a slammered up gap, tighter than that, is so I can get more stretch out of that rod. Because the tighter you are, you do get more stretch. Oh look, the wedge just moved. Oh, there it goes. That means this side's ready to weld. Perfect fit. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and weld that side. But always make sure when you're wedging it like that, you look in there. Make sure you don't got no curly Q hanging up in there. Here you go, guys, free content for you today. A little bit of advice. So when you're tacking up your material, you can see how I kind of fired up right here. So the trick to not getting a big hump here is when you fire up kind of far away and you drag fast. You drag fast into that. And then as soon as you get into where you're digging down into the pipe where your pressure stops, it's like you strike it and then you push. As soon as you push, it'll go down in there and you'll notice it won't be so humped up. You know, it'll be kind of low. And so sometimes when you have to tie in, you don't have a grinder, it's easier to tie into that, you know, without grinding it sometimes. And then another trick too to get a small keyhole is the same concept. You don't just whip out of there, you speed up and then you pull out of there. And I was taught this from a kid on the pipeline. You know, he was like, man, just speed it up. When you get ready to pull out, you know, just speed it up and then drag and then pull it out. Don't just go and pull out, because if you pull out you leave a big hole. So when you're going and doing that tie-in, remember to, or you're tacking it up, remember, fire up real quick and drag real fast, then put the pressure and you'll eliminate that big hump. And then when you're coming out of your keyhole right here, just speed it up and then brake arc. Don't just be dig and brake arc. All right, speed it up and then brake arc, and that'll eliminate your hump and a big ass keyhole. All right, I hope that helps you guys. Match out to you, just rollouts. The wagon trails right there, a lot of people don't understand it. Leave it there, leave the wagon trails. Oh, and here's a good thing too that we like to talk about too is this right here. A lot of people will grind down deep into that. That's actually when I was dragging a rod and then pulled out, and it's just digging deeper than the material here. So you never want to grind deep into the material right there. You just want to go past it and leave it, because you'll fill it in once you're hot pass. I also like to eliminate that whatever hump I created at first, so that way after I do make this, I can just roll right in there and not worry about that hump. So don't forget about that. Oh, here's some more advice for you. And so when I take that fit up, and so when I grind it, you know, just a little quick grind like that to just eliminate it. You see that little bit of discolor in there, right? That's like telling me pretty much that I have now hit the top of the landing and that it's starting to blue and it's starting to get thin. I don't ever hit that right there. Sometimes, but not often. Sometimes people will, you know, they'll nick that with the grinder, but I like to make sure that that gap, you know, is great. I like that gap. I try to get that gap all times, every time. Yes, it's a tight fit. Super tight. I like a tight fit. So remember, same size gap, same size landing. So you see that size gap? That's the size landing on both sides of that pipe there. That's the formula. Come on now. Oh man, it feels good to be back on my rollout wheel and the low high hustle. Yes. All right, let's shake it off, see what we got. Oh yeah, so a pro tip, here we go. I like to make my buttons on the same, you know, with the 2-hole, so that way if they got to 2-hole it up, they can roll it to the bottom, and you know, then you don't even expose any of those suckers, you know. Losing focus there, it's too high. Let me back up a little. Trying to stay straight, little squiggly wiggly. I got it's not a pipe liner cloud, but I got somebody's umbrella here blocking this wind for me. My good buddy, help me out. So yeah, that slag, I'm not really hitting it too hard because I don't want to dent the weld, you know. I'm just trying to hit that slag, and I'm rolling it with my leg down here like that. Yeah. Sometimes I just like to hit it like this, watch. That didn't work. Wasn't as slick as I thought. Anyway, there you go. There's some squiggly wigglies for you. Let me file them up. Customer calls, I deliver.